Hi everyone, it's James here, the creator of Golfify. I wanted to create a little video just to show you the app and show you how to create a competition and get your friends playing in it. So I've got an app here. I've logged in. I've logged in into my account. You can click the top right settings icon to see your name. You can update your handicap very simply using that. That takes a World Handicap Index, by the way. You can edit your name and you give us support and feedback, which we always welcome. And of course, you can log out. So on your home screen, this is where all your competitions that you're involved with will show. The ones at the very top will be the ones that are live, so that have actually got scores, allowing scores to be input at that moment. And then you also see up next, and also if you've played in competitions, you'll see previous competitions below that. If you haven't got any competitions in up next, you'll see this prompt to create your next one. And if you're a competition organizer, you're going to want to create the competition. So you can either do it by pressing that, or you can press it, this plus button in the bottom right of the screen. Both go to the same place. So we're going to do that. We're going to create a competition. The first page, you want to choose a course. And we don't have location services enabled here, but if you have it enabled on your device, you should be able to find a course closest, or the courses closest to your current location. If not, you can also use the country and the region selector to find your course. And then also, if you know the name of the course that you want, you can simply type in search. And I'm going to use my home course, which is Grange Over Sands Golf Club. There's only one course here, so I can't choose a different course, but some facilities have more than one course, such as the Belfry in England. And also you can choose your tees there, and we're going to play with the yellow tees here. Just note that the slope index, if it doesn't show there, it means that the slope index doesn't exist on our database for that tee. You can add it by, I'll show you later how to access the tee to add the slope index, or you can just simply email us support@golfify.io and we'll add it for you, and we'll try and do that as quickly as possible. So choose the yellow tees. Next on, we've got the single group or multiple group. If you've got more than 4 people in your competition, you're going to need a multiple group competition. If you've got less than 4 people or 4 or less, then you need to you could create a single group. Of course, you could use a multiple group as well, but the advantage of a single group is it has some features such as flexi holes. So if you miss holes out on your round, say I don't know, you missed the shortcut on your course and you just wanted to play 10 holes or something, then those holes will be discounted from the scorecard and it will adjust. So there are some advantages for using a single group. So if you have got a single group, do recommend you use it. For our purposes, today we'll use a multiple group just to show you the setup. So I'm going to tap multiple group. Then you got the scoring format to choose from. Stroke play, which is shots, gross shots, and then the best net score wins. So deduct the handicap from that. Stableford is a points-based format where in effect, the worst score you can have on every hole is a net double bogey. So it eliminates, if someone gets a really bad score on a hole, it eliminates that from, it reduces that to a net double bogey. We're going to go with a stroke play. I'm going to call this evening match, or evening stroke play, to be clear. I'm happy with the date and happy with the start time. Next, we'll choose the groups. First of all, players per group. If you're not sure of how many players you want per each group, then leave it at 4, because you can't change this down the line. But if you know that you only want two players or 1 player in a group for some reason, then you can specify that here. You can also specify the number of the groups, and we're just going to use 2 just to show you the setup. And then it'll show you the maximum number of players that your competition can accommodate, and the first tee time and the last tee time based on a 10-minute tee interval. So just going to review this, and I'm happy with the details, and I'm going to press create. And simple as that. We have a brand new competition. We're ready to go. All the work, all the groupings have been created in the background in Golfify. Now you can share this link. This link should go, if the user has the app installed, it should go straight to the app. If not, then it'll take them to the relevant app store. You can also go straight to your competition from here. I'm going to go back just to show you where it is on your homepage. So when I go back, I can see the evening stroke play has already been added to the bottom of the screen. I'm going to tap that. Here I am on the comp home. Now, this gives you a lot of information about the competition, your organizer, which is you. the information, the number of holes, the game type, etc., etc. Also gives you venue and course information, which are quite cool. If you want to look at a venue, you can tap into it, you can call them, you can visit the website, you can get directions to them. So again, really cool. You can also see the other facilities that they've got, such as what's going on in the clubhouse, what practice facilities have you got. Of course, if you see anything that's incorrect, please let us know. Now, I mentioned the slope index. If you go to the T's, and I encourage everyone, especially when we create a competition at a course for the first time, just check the information here, the whole information. Obviously, a lot of golf courses, we're unable to check all of them to make sure they're right. Some of the data we know is a little bit out of date, so we'd appreciate it if you do check that and let us know if there's any problems. Support at golfify.io, and we will sort those out ASAP. And if the tee doesn't have a slope information, a little box will show missing information at the top here. You can press that and you can input the slope for that tee, but that will only work once. You cannot do that multiple times once a course already has a slope rating. So if it already has a slope rating, you want to change it, please contact us with the proof of the slope rating, and we will change that for you. So going back to our competition home, this is where all your users can see this. This is a public page. And if you want to play in your competition yourself, then you will need to join it. So tap join at the bottom of the screen, select your T slot, hit review, hit confirm, and bang, you're in the competition. Now, as an admin, you've got certain privileges which enable you to manipulate the competition. I'm going to show you a couple of them. So we go into the menu tab and we go into the admin tab. This will only be visible to you as the admin. At the top here, you can change the status of the competition. At the moment, this is an inactive competition. By activating it, will allow players to activate their scorecards and begin their scoring. So if you want to get your tee sheet in some kind of order, we recommend that you keep that competition as inactive until you're ready to activate it. Once you've activated it, anyone can score, and you'll be able to then close the competition once the scoring is finished. Now, you can't close the competition if you have active groups on the course. You'll need to go and close those groups in your player manager. But if hopefully everyone submits their cards, you will be able to close your competition, and that will finalize the scoring, and no further changes will be made. The order of the leaderboard will be fixed, and that will be the final result of the competition. So into your player manager, this is a key part for adding players and making sure your tee sheet is in the order that you want it to be in. So tap the player manager. And before we get into manipulating the tee sheet, we need to get some players in there. So the preferred way to do this on Golfify is to tap this invite button on the top right. Now, this is for players who already have a Golfify account. So encourage whoever you're inviting to the competition, encourage them to download the app and create their own account. And then you'll simply be able to press this button in the bottom right and find them by their name. So we have a guy, Roy Mongo, he's a fake user, and we're going to invite him to this competition. And like that, just like that, he's been invited, and now he's been added to our recently invited players. So when you create a competition in the future, you don't need to search him, he'll be straight there, and you can just invite him like that. The second way, and we know that not all players will be able to use the app, but we still want their information on the leaderboard if possible. So if they give you permission, you can add an inactive player. Now, these must be put in a group with an active player, at least one active player, or else there'll be no one to do the scorecard. We're looking at that. Maybe there's a way we can get around that in the future, but for now, that's just how it works. So to add an inactive player, just go to the Add tab on the Player Manager, and then tap the Add button at the bottom right of the screen. Fill in the information, and it's important to use their email here, because in the future, if they want to activate an account, they can use their email to recover all the games that they've played. So it'd be really nice for them to come onto the app and have all their game information. Of course, if you don't have their email, we suggest using an email for a domain that you own. For example, it could be something at your website, and then that should work as well. And then give them the handicap. You can change that after I'm going to show you in a minute. And then terms and conditions, you must get their permission before you add them to the competition, because it will be a public leaderboard, a leaderboard for anybody in the competition to view. So you must get permission before you add them. So we're not going to do that right now. We're just going to do, we've invited Roy. We're going to get Roy in the competition. I've got a separate device. Really quickly, I'm going to add him on the separate device. You won't be able to see it, unfortunately, but it will be, to give you an idea of where it will be, right back on our homepage. Once you've been invited to a competition, it will appear in this bell icon there, and you just tap in there, and you'll see the latest invites that you have, and you can tap that and go straight to a competition, such as that one. So I'm just going to use a different device to do this with Roy. Okay, so back in here on the device that you can see, we'll go to our T sheet now, and we can see that Roy's joined us in the competition, which is fantastic. Just one more thing quickly on the admin section that I wanted to cover, and that was just changing the handicaps. If people have joined with the incorrect handicap, you can come in here and apply a handicap override. And you can also remove them from the T sheet, and then they will go into the unassigned players above, and you can remove them from the competition from there if you wish to do so. So I'm happy with this. I think we're ready to get going. So I'm going to go back to our competition homepage and go to the scorecard. On the scorecard, I'm the host of this competition. It's recognized that, and it's now giving me an opportunity to activate the whole competition from here. This is handy if you're playing in a single group and you just want to get things going. You don't want to go back to the admin section. So you can tap activate, and that activates the competition. That hasn't activated our scorecard. Now we can see the scorecard, and we can see the handicaps we've been assigned, the course handicaps, and our playing handicaps based on the handicap allowance for the competition. At the moment, Golfify just uses the default values based on the world handicap system. Once you're happy with the handicaps being correct, press activate round. And now you can see we're able to start scoring. The scoring on Golfify, we wanted it to be as simple as possible. We didn't want you to have to bounce around from different screen, different player, and having too much friction. We want it to be able to score a hole for a group of 4 in a matter of seconds. And this is how you do it. Just simply find the column for the player. So Valamusha is in the first place. Here is VU, the initials, and then RM for Roy Mungo is in the second column. Simply tap, get the score, and enter. And it's that quick. And the leaderboard for the whole competition will update in real time. Really cool. And I can't wait to see competitions using this and everyone knowing where they are in the field after they've played each hole. I think it's going to be really cool. So to enter the scores is just simple process of tapping and making sure you get the right score in the right column. Voila. Now, when you finish scoring for the round, you want to scroll to the bottom of the screen and press submit scores, and that will finalize your scorecard. You want to make sure that you've got every hole. It'll give you an opportunity to review the scores. You want to make sure that every hole has the correct score before you submit it, because once you submit the card, that's the final. Those scores cannot be changed, but the comp host will have an option in the future. It's not quite ready now, but in the future, the comp host will have an option to disqualify players if they are not happy with the scorecard. So that's a quick overview of the Golfify competition. We've got the leaderboard, and you can now tap on the scores to see their scores and how they progress to that score. And you can also tap on their name to view the player profile. And from the player profile, you can also see their previous rounds and things. But obviously, this is a test account. It doesn't have a lot of data on there. You can also go across to the stats tab on the homepage, and you'll see stats for the competition. Now, we've only played a couple of holes, so we can't see all the stats that are available. But once you've played a full round, you'll see a range of stats available, and we can't wait to add more stats because we have some in mind, and it's going to be really cool to see them up there. Things like birdies, who's got the most birdies, who's played the par 5s, the par 4s, the par 3s in the best way, who's got the best gross back 9, who's got the best net back 9. There's a lot of cool scoring there's cool statistics that you can see in this area. And they'll be available whether the competition is active or inactive. So that's that. That's an overview of a Golfify competition. Once the competition is finished, it can be closed by the host, and then it goes into an archive mode, which is basically read-only. Everyone can come and have a look at the scores, but they won't be able to edit. So that's a quick insight. I hope you like it. And if you have any questions or need any help, please let me know. support@golfify.io or james@golfify.io to get to me directly. Thank you, and look forward to seeing you using the app.